Hey YouTube, Dan Otto here, and it's the Catch Cup. Last week of the season, I think they messed it up because I originally was going to do Toxicroak, Toxapex, and Oranguru. But then I opened it up and there was like Swampert, and there was like 10 to 15 more Pokemon that were not supposed to be there. So I had a Hydro Cannon Swampert. I'm like, yeah, whenever you have a Hydro Cannon Swampert, you use it, right? But this is really to highlight the Toxapex because I built it up. I think a lot of you may have built it up as well. Just because it's come in the last couple months, and I wanted to test it because I'm also thinking about using it in the Toronto regionals, and I really want to test it out. I'm going to show you a couple battles right off the bat of its use against the meta, right? So I come in here, they come into Lickitung, and this is one that you need to see, right? Because Toxapex against Lickitung is going to be potentially something you will see at regionals. So I get the Sludge Wave off, and I'm like, I let like everything go against this because I just want like, how much can this take? And a power up comes through, and like, not much, right? Like, I know it's tanky, but holy smokes, it is very tanky. This one, they think they throw Body Slam, and I think Body Slam stab here is probably the way to go. But it's still like, no problem tanking that at all. So I tank that Body Slam, and I get this Brine off. I get a shield, and I'm gonna get another one off here. So like, it's okay in spam. It's not fast. It's a little slow, like against like Swampert or anything. But I will lose switch here. But I do or do I win switch too? I win switch and I have shield advantage against a Lickitung, right? So that's huge. I don't have an amazing answer here. So I come in this. The team is flawed. Actually, you're going to see a better team on probably Monday, I guess, where I used 2 of these Pokemon plus another one, which I don't know if I'll be able to use again because I think it's one of the 15 Pokemon that you're not supposed to be using, like that I have not caught in the last couple months. But here we go, Hydro Cannon Swampert, just doing Hydro Cannon Swampert things, knocking this out. Now, oh yeah, this game is over. So Toxapex versus Lickitung, I was like, sweet. So I have a great lead here, and this is why this team doesn't work because the safe swap coming in here. I'm pretty sure the safe swap coming in here is I'm gonna shield this. I'm pretty sure the safe stop coming in is yeah, I remember misplaying this, is Trevenant. So this team doesn't work because you have Toxicroak and Swampert that just gets a little bit Trevenant. But then I came in here and I was like, okay, like the poison jabs are doing decent. How much does a Shadow Ball do? No, I've actually played this matchup before already. Shadow Ball does about 50%. So I shield and I'm like, they're gonna shield back, so I bait. Stupid move, don't bait. But you're gonna see that the bait, they let it go. And like I can almost farm down here, and I throw just to like, I think I say like this. I don't know how I ended up winning this matchup, but Shadow Ball does about 50%. So I think in this Trevenant match, I'd have to look at the one shield, but I gotta imagine that you just get outpaced here. Although look at the bulk, I made it. Oh no, they're gonna get a move off here. Yeah, so it's probably a losing matchup against Trevenant. It's one of those Pokemon where you could do okay against. Like, you can stay in it, but I think it's a loss just because the Claws and Shadow Ball come pretty quickly. Plus, it's neutral throwing the Seed Bomb. It only takes 5 to get to a Seed Bomb as opposed to, like, I don't know, like it felt like 8 or 9 to get to a... oh, that's why I won. I'm going to grab a shield here, and then I'm going to be able to Earthquake to take this out. So that's why I won. But yeah, Brine is not a great move. I noticed in the mirror matches, I noticed against like Swampert, like a stab move against Swampert does like 40%. So you can't take out Swampert. It is such a bad matchup against Swampert. You can't take it out with 2 Brines, and it takes like 8 poison jabs to get to Brine too. So it's not a great move, but it's a tanky Pokemon. It can hold up against most things. So I stand here. I'm like, I know I can get to the Sludge, and I know they know I have a Sludge. So I'm just going to bait it, hoping that they shield. And if I remember, they do shield, which is great. We see him PK, that's fine. I'm probably going to get out anyway here into this. So they are slow on the switch out here, which is fine. And they eventually come in with Sneasler. I remember this team. Is this Sneasler or Sneasel? It is Sneasel. Okay, so it's not Sneasler. Yeah, because when I'm like, you got a Tapu Fini under 1500 and a Sneasel. So Sneasel makes sense. Tapu Fini under 1500 needs to be traded. So they got a friend who, and again, one of my factions teammates was trading a bunch to get 1500 tapu. So you just need to trade with like a non-close friend to get a good one. Get to the move here. This is going to grab a shield or do a ton of chip damage. That's the thing, this Pokemon is so tanky. And look at the Sludge Wave. Remember, the Sludge Wave does land and it takes it down to the like red. So like Sludge Wave does hurt. Poison Jab, Sludge Wave is a pretty strong combo. So the Pokemon is good. It's tanky. The only problem is it's got a lot of good matchups against what you're going to see in the meta, right? You'll do good against like you'll not do. I did the Metachamp matchup. You can tank one Psychic. It does super effective, but you can tank it, and then like you hold in there against like again. I showed that Lickitung where I won with the shield advantage. You lose, but you hold up against Trevenant. I think you hold up and do maybe win against Noctowl. So those are everywhere, right? So it's a good Pokemon there. The problem is it gets lit up by Swampert. It gets lit up by not lit up by Nidoqueen, causes it big problems. Galarian Sunfisk causes it big problems. So there's a lot of just the meta in there that's going to cause you some problems. So if you're going to run it, you need to build it with things that can deal with that. So like, because it's going to have charms with ground because it's half poison, you need Swampert. Like that's why I think it's a good pairing. You don't do amazing against Toxicroak. So again, if I was building a better team, which actually you will see on Monday, my third Pokemon does beat Trevenant. So that is Toxapex in a nutshell. I'm interested to see tomorrow if Niantic fixes the catch cup, because again, I in advance I did like 15. I did like a search like 80 days and 1500 CP just to see what I had and I could use. And then when it started, it started today at 4 o'clock. I'm like, no, I should not be able to use these Pokemon. Like, why are all these Pokemon here? So I was actually surprised at that. And then in resistant matchups here, so I'm throwing a resistant move. They're throwing a resistant move. They're going to throw a resisted, what's the water move? Resisted, we're going to see in 2 seconds, Scald. Look at that, does nothing. I'm going to throw a resisted Sludge Wave. But the resisted Sludge Wave is going to do way more than the resisted Scald here. No, I guess not way more, but enough that, look at that, just, I'm too tanky, right? I'm out tanking Tentacruel here. Basically sort of same sort of moveset, but I'm just out tanking it. And I can just build up a bit here. I ended up throwing the Sludge just because like they lowered my attack and the Sludge didn't do a lot the first time. So I'm like, I'll just try and take this out and I'll maybe get to a move. I reset here. And because of that, I know I can just outpace and I got a shield. So first set, I went 5-0. I did lose. You're going to see next matchup. I got hard counter. I got like 3 hard counters in a row. And this team is flawed. So I would not use, again, you got to use what you have, right? But like, loss here, have only 1 here, and it's a Swampert, right? So as soon as I lost the lead and I lost the switch, this game is over. And they have Pelipper in the back to line on my Swampert. So it does not matter. This game was hard loss from the beginning. Nothing you can do. But this one I'm talking about. So they're just going straight, so they went Sludge Wave. They're not running Earthquake. But like, as you can see here, 2 Bryans are not going to take this out. The good news is they only have Hydro Cannon and Sludge Wave, so everything is resisted except for the Mud Shots, which are adding up. But I do grab a shield, but they're at like 100 energy here, so they're going to have 1 to take me out. They're going to have another 1 to throw at whatever comes in. I think I come in Toxicroak because I just don't think I can Mud Shot down. That one goes through, so they're only going to get 1 Hydro off here. But then they have a Trevenant, right? So if the Trevenant comes in, I need to stay, and I do stay. So I'm like, okay, I just got to go for the Sludge, hope it lands, and then maybe I can counter down or... Yeah, I think a shield because I'm like, that landed. So they're in the red. Maybe I can counter down. Maybe I'll try and catch a Shadow Ball, and they come in with Pelipper. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is just a full hard counter team. Nothing you can do. So that is the team. That is Toxapex. It's interesting. I am thinking I have, I think 6 days now to figure out a team for Toronto Angels. I have an idea of a team I want to use. It's got some flaws. So I want to do like a practice battle because I really like the team that I'm bringing. It's got some glaring weaknesses against a very common Pokemon. So I'm not sold on it yet. I could just switch out one Pokemon to have a hard counter for it, but then that gets hard counter. That's the problem with 6, right? Everything's going to have a hard counter essentially. So that is the team. I will bring you, if a Grimer is allowed to be brought, because I used it today. I think it's an older one that I just snuck in today, but if not, I will bring a Grimer on Monday because it was a really fun Pokemon to use. And I already best buddied it. So, because I've been trying to best buddy this for like a while now, which is why I'm surprised that I was allowed to use it. That's it. Let me know if you're having fun in this cup. Game crashed on me 3 times in 5 sets today. A person messaged me. Again, I was losing the matchup anyway, so it doesn't matter. But someone messaged me to be like, did your game lag out there? I'm like, yes, my game did lag out there. Crashed 3 times today. They don't seem to be fixing it, right? I thought they would like try and fix it plus give us like a bunch of free games in this last week to push the legend, but they haven't fixed it. So I crashed 3 times. Like if I hadn't hit legend, I'd be pissed that I'm crashing, and then no bonus games yet either. So I don't think they're going to extend the season either, but we will see. Anyways, that is it. Thanks for watching. Hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button if you're new, and please go comment on the video, and I will see you guys in the next one.